Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Friday the 1st of August. Reading through Acts with McShane, we read chapter 19, an account of Paul's ministry in Ephesus. And towards the end of the chapter, there's the record of a riot in the city caused by the silversmiths. There was a silversmith named Demetrius, and he used to make silver shrines to Artemis. And he brought a lot of business to other silversmiths. He calls them all together, and he says to them, you know, my friends, that we receive a good income from this business. So that's, as you read it, that's the issue. There's a good income. It says, and you see and hear this fellow, Paul, has convinced and led astray large numbers of people here in Ephesus and in practically the whole province of Asia. He says that gods made by human hands are no gods at all. So if Paul continues, we're not going to be able to sell our little silver gods, and our business is going to decrease. But we don't just want to make it a business issue, and so he continues, there is a danger, not only that our trade will lose its good name, but also that the temple of the great goddess Artemis will be discredited, and the goddess herself, who is worshipped throughout the province of Asia and the whole world, will be robbed of her divine majesty. And so it's no longer about my business and my income. But now let's make it about God. This goddess Diana, Artemis, and everybody gets upset. And as I read that, I thought, that is so often the case. In all sorts of religious issues, you ask, where's the money go? What's behind this? And so often, it's all about the income and the money. And sometimes, even in the world today, where there's great religious fervour, it's been leveraged for political advantage, and political advantage gives access to resources. And so one always has to, not only in Christianity, but all religions, ask, why is there this great fervour? Is it an actual spiritual desire and fervour for the worship of the God, or are there other issues at play here? And sometimes there is great fervour which is entirely above board. But you can still ask, where does the money go? Because if it turns out there is no money involved and the little bit of money goes to charity, then you can say, well, that's clearly good. But you can ask, where does the money go? And very often people don't want to answer that question because that's where the issue is. And as I thought about it, I thought it's not just about the money. It made me stop and think, what is the real motivation? And so often we get caught up with something, and we need to step back and say, what is the real motivation? One really want this prayer meeting to succeed, and we must get lots of people to come to this prayer meeting. You step back and say, is this because I want lots of people praying with me, or is it because I've started the prayer meeting, it's my baby, and I want it to succeed so that I look good? And sometimes, I confess, that is a motivation. And so in the same way that in Acts you step back and say, where's the money go? We can step back in all sorts of issues and just ask ourselves, what is the real motivation behind other people, but also behind ourselves? And so often we tend to be blinded and think that we're doing the right thing for the right purpose. If we step back and critically look at it, we might find that's not so. In which case we pray to God, God, move our hearts that we will have a real heart for you and your kingdom. So be challenged by that thought. Be warned by that idea, and know that if we walk with God, we are blessed.